Okay, 25 years in Bend, Oregon, and I'd like to address the hot topic of the season, which is what is going on in our market and comparing that to the similarities to 2005, 6, 7, when we had a really serious crash everywhere, not just Bend, but it was everywhere. If you don't recall, 2006 and 7 were absolutely a disastrous. In Bend, it was terrible. But it was very different, and I get this a lot nowadays because people forget the details about what happened then and what is happening now in our market. Okay, so prices in Bend, Oregon are off the charts, really. There's a huge demand. We have low inventory, low interest rates, and we have a lot of cash coming into Bend. People are buying homes with cash in Bend, okay, right now. And anybody financing, they're strong buyers, and they have at least 20 or more percent down, which is really needed because we're going to have to go over appraised values to win. And we got to have that cash to make the difference. And if you compare this to the 2005, 6, 7 era, nobody had cash. Everyone was wanting to use financing, and there were zero down loans. We had 100% financing, and we had stated income loans flourishing. Okay, those you're not going to see that now, and so we didn't have. It's actually a completely different setup. We have other markets selling and coming with lots of cash, which really kind of stabilizes the market here. It supports the market. We don't have people buying homes who can't afford to make their mortgages, Whereas in 2006, that's exactly what it was. Everyone was overextending. Not only that, there was a big issue with credit card debt. That was a serious thing, just as much as the mortgage issues. It was just unsecured debt was out of control as well. So now it's totally different. Like my clients that I'm working with are generally very stable, very solid, well invested, lots of reserves. They have to qualify for these loans. So different than 2006, 7, when no one was really qualifying, or there was a loan for everybody. There was a program for everybody. And, just think about a stated income loan. You don't have to prove your income. I can say I make $300,000 a year and I don't have to produce a tax return. So everyone was buying something with the idea they would flip it and quickly make a profit, and that would be that. And millions of people got stuck right at that moment, owning more than they could afford, So, everything went back to the bank. It was a disaster. So, and nowadays, very, very different, completely different. As I've stated, we have low inventory compared to 2006 when there were new vacant homes just sitting on the market. Developers, builders had overextended, and it put a lot of builders out of business. Nowadays, we have builders being very cautious, although we have a lot of homes being planned. They're releasing 4 or 5 homes at a time, and there's 100 people on a waiting list. So builders are being cautious, controlling inventory, and and we're all just kind of like waiting and see what's going to happen. And the other issue here is that in 2006, there were no jobs in Bend. People that were moving to Bend had other ways of making a living, or they were in the construction industry, they were a doctor, they were an attorney, or they owned a business and they could work remotely. But that was not everybody. So, we don't have the typical jobs like Seattle, Portland, Bay Area. So nowadays, it's completely different due to COVID. Everyone's working from home. You can live wherever you want. If they've got Wi-Fi, you're in business. So now anyone can move and live in Bend and work in San Francisco. San Diego, and many of our clients, many of our clients are working remotely, and they have gotten clearance from their employers to work remotely and live, a ways from the office, and maybe fly in once or twice a month. And that's what is going on. And that is also propping up and supporting our market here. So keep that in mind. That's, that's something that is definitely changed in our market. So I just wanted to talk about those things a little bit because, of course, anyone coming into our market where they feel like they're overpaying, right at that moment, that's what it took to get the house, 80 to 100,000 over. You can be competitive. Okay, well, we're overpaying for the house. Well, you feel like you're overpaying for the house. If our market continues on this projectile, then, in 3 months, that's what it's worth. Okay, well, speculating like that feels crazy. Well, that's the point of this conversation, is to kind of point out some of the strengths in the market as compared to the last terrible, disastrous market that we had in 2006-07. Okay, that led to about a 10-year cycle, 7 to 10 year cycle that was terrible. We're really not looking at that right now at all. I mean, even very conservative, experts are saying, even if the stock market were to crash, I think we would still have people leaving the big cities, getting to a more rural place where they want to be, and still capable of buying. And, you have little pockets like Bend, Oregon, that I think is going to be very solid for the foreseeable future. So I know that's just a summary, that's an overview, but I wanted to put that out there. I wanted you to just consider the facts. And I'm not coming to you from a salesy perspective, because I'm a conservative myself. When it comes to these things fiscally, I don't want to advise people to make stupid, crazy purchases that it's going to look bad for me eventually. I want them to be in a great position financially. So there's a lot of data to support what I'm saying, and I would love to talk to you about it. If you'd like to reach out to me anytime, you can always call me. My cell, 541-797-9966 in Bend, Oregon. Knightsbridge International, 25 years in Bend. And you can also find me on YouTube. Just search Paul Frazier, Bend, Oregon. You'll find my channel. Anyways, love to talk to you guys. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.